Hi, my name is Chris Holmes. Good morning. Really excited to share with you about my philosophy of teaching and hopefully answer why we do what we do, why the philosophy of teaching is so important. Really excited to learn the Andy Stanley kind of message approach. Really excited to be able to take a heart and translate that into a way that hopefully can be understood by others. The reason that this message is so important to me is because it is a life-giving, transformational message of the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's important to me because I heard that message and I was responsive to that message. And once I was responsive to that message, I had to teach others this message of Christ. What we want to try to learn today is what are some of the ways that we can learn this transformational message? What are some of the ways we can go apply this message? I hope today, through talking to you, that we'll be able to understand what my approach will be to take this message out to the student and take it out to the lost from there and multiply the discipleship efforts. You know, we need to do this because, number one, it's biblical. Christ commanded us to go to make disciples of not some nations, but to all nations. And so for us, it's so important that we take this biblical message of the cross out to the masses. Christ did this through many different teaching methods. He did it with humility. He did it with clarity. He did it with urgency. He did it empathetically, and most important, he did it sensitively. We must understand that we must take this message out and be sensitive in how we take it out and love a lost and broken world that needs the message of hope that's inside of each one of us. It's a huge task. But it's a task that we must do. We don't want this message to die with you or with me. We must take this message out. Don't let it stop with you. We must continue this message that Christ has given us. You as a learner today, I hope that we can not only teach you the message, but that you can go teach others this discipleship message. It's so important. Again, we must multiply. We must learn how to take this message out. We do this through several methods. First, recognizing that we need to use differentiated instruction. Every student has a different learning ability. I myself have a different learning ability. I'm more of a visual learner. I'm more of a hands-on learner. That's more comfortable to me. But for me as a teacher, I must understand that those aren't the only ways to communicate and teach. I must be able to identify the students in the class that need a different message or a different instruction, so that I can teach them how to go out and be comfortable in their way of communicating to others, but also learn how to be differentiated in their instruction as well. My first approach would probably be from a visual standpoint, whether it be movies, props. In one of the discussion questions, in the Lord's Prayer, I used Christ talked about don't go out with a trumpet. I mentioned in one of the discussion posts that I was going to go out and announce I was going to pray and just start playing the trumpet. Well, that, as absurd as that may sound, I think Christ was pretty visual in what he was telling us there. And if you really visualize these thoughts out that come alive through the Bible, it really helps us to be able to take that message out and use visual aids just as Christ did in that example. Another is the kinesthetic approach, hands-on ability to learn. That's important to me. I'm such a hands-on learner, whether it be through games, walking around, interaction in the room, just some type of hands-on, whether it be building something, constructing a visual aid, something to really do that. That's comfortable to me. But again, differentiated instruction, those are my two comfort zones. I think I could more effectively teach those two comfort zones, but I must understand how to get to the people that are analytical and the people that don't think quite like me. This message must reach everyone, and me as an effective teacher, I must reach them through different methods. I hope through these important teaching methods, I hope to not only teach the transformational message, but also to teach them how to teach it to others. If I've not done that, then really I'm kind of undone. Really hope you enjoyed my philosophy teaching statement. Really enjoyed this class and the learning processes, allowing me, the reason I went back to school was to take the message and the burden that I had in my heart and be able to translate that out so that somebody may understand my heart and that I may effectively communicate the passion and the burden that I have. And I hope that I can do that. And I hope, more importantly than me, I hope that I can teach others to take that passionate message of hope out to everyone that needs it. And we're in a broken world that needs it. Thank you again. Have a blessed Easter weekend.